We are back with another Manhwa Monday, guys. And let me tell you, Jinx got your girl in her feels. We're going to talk about it, but just a heads up, Cherry Complex is definitely on a hiatus. All right, just a heads up. It's up to chapter 40. So if you want to get into Cherry Complex, you can. It's up to chapter 40 and it's currently on a hiatus. So it's giving you time to give it a read before we get further into the love story of Hansu and Wooji. So you got some time to get into it. So get into it. But with that note in hand, we're going to get into this intro so we can get into Meanwhile Monday because it's not really going to be that long, but we got so much to talk about. So let's hop into that intro.
How I'm patient, wasting time ain't the way. Cause I can see it on your face. I've been tossing, turning, staying up all night long. I've been calling, yearning, wondering what I did wrong. I could tell by your eyes you got something to hide. So open your mind up.
If you don't know, now you know. Welcome back to hashtag J Podcast. And definitely it is Meanwhile Monday. Hashtag J is your podcast with all your BL content, BL dramas, a few BL manhwas, BL anime, and a little gossip and gossip about our real BL drama stars, where we give our apologetic opinion. So, welcome to Hashtag J Podcast, and we are definitely kicking off Meanwhile Monday. Now, I don't know about y'all, but have y'all read chapter 51? Let's see. Yeah, chapter 51 of Jinx. Now, Jinx got your girl all up in her feels. Okay, so 51 gives us uh, a tie between Jimen and Mr. Joe. Now, I was hoping he spanked that ass, but they kind of spanked each other's asses. It's like they so good that they can't beat each other. But that means that this fight is liable to happen again in the future. But in order for Mr. Joe to really spank that ass, him and Dr. Zen got to be simpatico. You know, if you know, you know. But they got to be simpatico in order for this to work because the ship is a little broken because, their relationship is in a peril. Now, as you can see, it was given that Dr. Zen was going to get fired, right? But, you know, Mr. Joe didn't fire him, okay? He didn't fire him. Mr. Joe's vibe is like a hurt lover. Like he feels betrayed, but not betrayed like how he normally feel. Because I feel like if Dr. Dean was just a normal side piece, he would have been done like slightly kicked his ass and kicked him to a curb a long time ago. But it's like a part of Mr. Joe that he can't tell Dr. Dan just to beat it and to go. But it's the form of this, like the feeling of distrust and the fact that Dr. Dan knows that Mr. Joe slightly doesn't trust him. You can see the hurt in Dr. Dan's eyes. It's like they're lovers who are having a really bad breakup and they're not even lovers. You feels me? Because Mr. Joe is moving like a betrayed lover. And I don't think he noticed what he's given, but we picking it up. And we're not picking it up like someone who's just sleeping with somebody and feel like they doing some sneaky shit. So Mr. Joe looks hurt. And it's just when Dr. Dan said, you don't believe me, and just his face and how he just walked away, I think Mr. Joe is feeling some feels, right? He feeling some feels that we have not yet got some context behind. But let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna need some context behind Mr. Joe. This is the only thing about this manhwa that's driving me crazy because I need to know more about his backstory and we need to get more into his mindset on what's going on. It's like we getting more of Dr. Dan and basically surrounding what is happening, but we getting more context of Dr. Dan. I'm gonna need some more context of Mr. Joe. But it's so good though. And I feel like we gonna get it. When we get it, we gonna get it, you know? But they're not simpatico right now. And I'm just so happy it was a tie. I'm happy he didn't lose. But on the other hand, I would be super happy, super great if he would have just whipped his ass like he normally do. And this fight really changes the trajectory of his image, because this is a person that can possibly beat him. And this is the first ever. Like he got a tie. So he's fuming. He's fuming. The both of them, low key, is fuming because they're known for knocking motherfuckers out, and they tied between each other. So it's really crazy. And I can't wait for chapter 52 because I'm gonna need a little bit more context. Just a little bit more. You hear me? You hear me, man? I'm gonna need a little bit more context with Mr. Joe. But that's what happened in 51, in chapter 51. If you haven't read Jinx or not familiar with Jinx, I'm telling you, get into it. You want to enjoy it. It's really good. It will piss you off, but it will make you happy too. But it will piss you off. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's certain parts. It's a lot of parts that will piss you off, but you will love it. Like you're like trying to understand why you have this sickness to want them to be together, but it makes sense, you know. And it's just like we rooting for you, Dr. Zan. We here for you. We here for you. But we gonna get into the next one. Okay. Now comes in threes is getting real deep like. Okay. Now the recent chapter of come in threes. Let's see. We up to chapter 53. Now chapter 53 is a flashback of June's older brother Chan. And he reminisces about when June was born and his parents first told him he was going to get a little brother, and he didn't receive it very well. But once he held June in his hand for the first time and he made June laugh and smile after crying, he fell in love with the concept of being a big brother. And him and June were really each other's close friends, like best friends. Like him and his brother really have a really good relationship. It just sucks that they experience a high level of pain and hardship to where the both of them are a bit warped in the brain. But the older brother is a bit more warped than June is. June's warpedness is reasonable and logical. It's just a factor of him not trusting people. But you basically understands why he doesn't trust people. Like you see the things he go through, so his warpedness is justifiable. You understand why he moved the way he moved. The brother is sick. The brother needs therapy, maybe a touch of medicine. And Ayin is another one. He therapy, maybe a visit to a facility for a couple of days. You know, it's a lot of characters in this meanwhile that n- needs psychological attention, but you're understanding why these characters are warped. Like Ain was physically abused by his dad, you know? In the chapters, you're finding out that, that contributes to him being crazy, He was physically abused by his dad. So it takes on it takes on an understanding that you get the characters, but you just like, damn, how much of this fuck shit we gonna experience? But we gonna have to ride this roller coaster because this manhwa is pretty good. I'll tell you, it's a pretty good read. It draws you in, and you kind of you fall in love with June's character because you want him to win because he experienced so much. But where we are now is he's at a point where he doesn't trust anybody. He just got the news from, what was his name? Johyun. So he just got the news from him of the truth of the shitty shit that he was doing to June at the command of Ayin. but it doesn't make it no better because you were doing Johyun did it. You know what I mean? So we're getting the encompass of June feeling betrayal from all aspects of friendship to where now he feels the only person he can trust is his brother, but he low key, the brother is sick. So that's why I say I understand where it comes in threes. It's Ain, Joyen, and Chan, his brother. If you're not reading comes in threes, you gotta I would suggest you guys to check it out. But we gonna hop into the next man. So the next, but the last manhwa we are gonna discuss is Muhyeok and NuNew. So in the next chapter, which is I think it's chapter 14, this this manhwa is a bit new. It's very new. It doesn't have as many chapters as the other ones. Oh, so it's chapter 13. So we up to chapter 13 with this manhwa. And we're at a point where NuNew is starting to understand that he likes Miyuki. And we're getting the understanding that his understanding of liking someone is a polar contrast to how he is. So he feels with his personality, he does he doesn't fit the description of someone really liking somebody. And I think that's where his mind is a little bit slow and not catching on to what the hell is happening. But I feel like NuNew is starting to catch on. He can't basically live without Miyuki. That's what we get from chapter 13. He basically is going over the things that he's done. And also we get an aspect of Miyuki really missing NuNew. Like his friends noticing that he's sad and he's not himself. And when asked by his friends assume that NuNew broke up with him, and Miyuki explains to them that he's the one that broke it off with NuNew. But he doesn't explain to them completely why he broke it off with NuNew, because to him it's embarrassing and it's hurtful that he wanted a relationship and NuNew just wanted body to body, right? So now NuNew being alone, and then he decides, let me try to speak to Miyuki. Let me try to open the door, because he realized that he made a mistake and he's trying to make amends. And when Miyuki treats NuNew the same way NuNew treated Miyuki, like avoiding him, not caring about him, NuNew got a taste of his own medicine. And he now started to understand how Miyuki felt about his ways. So NuNew decides to go to the alley cats that he casually visit, because him and Miyuki love cats. And he decides to take one of the cats home and decides to try to bathe the cat, and the cat scratches his ass up. And he goes to Miyuki because he gave Miyuki his ointment, and it was late for him to go to the drugstore. Miyuki patches NuNew up, and NuNew decides to leave Miyuki with a kiss and run away. But it don't stop there. NuNew just don't do things to Miyuki, and Miyuki just leaves it alone. All right? Miyuki came to that door for NuNew. All right? He came to that door. And I guess you just have to read the chapter to know what happened. Now I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I just playing. But basically, Miyuki takes NuNew in and he kisses him, and that's how the chapter ends. We gotta wait for the next chapter. But we see where these two characters can't live without each other, but there is a conversation that needs to be had. You know what I mean? Because we need to know, where are you trying to go with this, NuNew? What are you doing? Because we are tired of you playing with Miyuki's heart. There's only but so much we can take. But I feel like NuNew is learning to be better, and he's realizing that during those flashbacks, it wasn't just the body to body things that he thought that he started to pay attention to, that he thinks about with Miyuki. He really missed the quality time Miyuki cooking food for him and just being there for him, that's what he missed. So it's more than just body to body. You know what I mean? And we're looking forward to chapter 14. Unfortunately, tonight on Manhwa Monday, I don't have any recommendations because I've only been reading these 3, and then I have to look at previous videos to see what I recommended to you guys, so I don't double recommend. I said that in my last video, but as of right now, I don't have anything as of yet. But your girl occasionally peruses and remembers that she read a few things. All right. So if you like, love, and enjoy our amazing reaction videos, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell to know when we upload new videos. Don't forget to like our videos. Get us up in the algorithm. It's a free way to support the channel. And already know, go check us out on our Patreon for full-on reaction videos. And you guys already know, be you, be amazing. And most importantly, be safe in these crazy streets. Laters, beautiful people.
Turns the sun rays and